of McHenry County Jewish congregation. If you were at a Seder last week on the second night of Passover, you may have begun the practice of counting the Omer. The Omer is a sheaf of grain. And in the Torah, it tells us that starting on the second night of Passover, to count the Omer until you get to 7 weeks of that counting. So you count the Omer for 7 weeks, and then the day after the 7 weeks of counting the Omer is the holiday of Shavuot. Now, the word Shavuot means weeks. It doesn't tell you anything about the Passover, about the holiday. I'm thinking of Passover. Because the holiday of Passover, Pesach, tells you it's Passover. And the holiday of Sukkot in the fall tells you that it's about living in a sukkah. Shavuot only tells you that it's 7 weeks. In its title, only tells you that it's 7 weeks after Passover. Now, originally in the Torah, it was purely an agricultural holiday, also called the Feast of the First Fruits. And it was the beginning of the wheat harvest, just as Passover, in addition to being our festival of freedom, was the beginning of the barley harvest, and also the time when lambs were born. Now, Shavuot took on another aspect, a historical aspect, just like Passover celebrates the leaving of Egypt. Shavuot celebrates the giving of the Ten Commandments and the whole Torah at Mount Sinai. And if you think about it, even though our people were freed from slavery at the time of Passover, they weren't really cohesive as a people until they accepted the covenant and the responsibility of the mitzvot, the commandments at Mount Sinai. And it was those commandments that made them into an ordered group with rules and obligations that made it a viable society. So really, Shavuot, that 7 weeks, describes for us the culmination of the Passover season, when we go from freedom to freedom and responsibility. It's traditionally, as you know, celebrated with dairy products, and so some people look forward to cheesecake on Shavuot. But let's also look forward to those steps that lead from freedom to responsibility to commitment.